All right, so today we're going to solve a quadratic equation using the quadratic formula. So the first thing we want to do is put this into standard form. So we need to get 8 on the other side. So let's subtract 8 from both sides and write it like this. We get 2x squared minus 3x, and then subtract 8 on both sides, so negative 8 equals 0. Now that it's in standard form, it's important to identify a, b, and c so we can plug them into the quadratic formula. So a equals 2, b equals negative 3, and c equals negative 8. So now remember, the quadratic formula is x equals negative b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c, all being divided by 2a. So all we're going to do is plug in the values of a, b, and c into the quadratic formula. So we get x equals a negative 3 plus minus the square root of negative 3 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 8, all being divided by 2 times 2. So now we can begin to simplify. So we know that this is going to be x equals a negative 3 is a positive 3 plus minus the square root of. Now this is the hard part, so let's make sure we do this right. So we have a negative 3 squared, which is a positive 9. Then I like to think of this as a negative 4 times 2 times negative 8. And so a negative 4 times 2 is a negative 8, and a negative 8 times a negative 8 gives us a positive 64, all being divided by 4. So let's continue to simplify the radical. So we get x equals 3 plus minus the square root of 73 divided by 4. Now, if this question asks for an exact answer, this would be perfect, because this answer would be in radical form. But let's go ahead and find a better approximation, and let's find what the square root of 73 would be. So we can continue over here, and we know that plus minus means we can split it into two different answers. We have 3 plus the square root of 73 divided by 4, and we have 3 minus the square root of 73 divided by 4. So based on order of operations, you would complete the top first, then divide by 4. So we will get 3 plus 8.54 about divided by 4, and we get 3 minus 8.54 divided by 4. Simplify both of these, and we get x is approximately 2.89, and this one would be x is approximately negative 1.39. So that means that when x is about 2.89, when we plug it into our original equation, it will equal 8. The same thing is said with negative 1.39. If we plug that into our original equation, it will also give us 8. And we are done.